And may I see this storage facility?
No.
And why not, Mr. Venkman?
Because you did not use the magic word.
What is the magic word, Mr. Venkman?
Please.
What other magic words do you know? And just why are they referred to as the magic words? Join us on our latest Cinephile episode to find out, and be sure to visit our Fun Day website for more. What's up, movie fans? I'm Wade, your Cinephile host. When I say, who you gonna call, you say, Ghostbusters. It's a 1984 American supernatural comedy film. It stars Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Harold Ramis, three eccentric parapsychologists who starts a ghost-catching business in New York City. Columbia University parapsychology professor Peter Venkman, Ray Stantz, and Egon Spengler are called to inspect the suspicious activities at the New York Public Library. After they interview the terrified librarian, Egon picks up a strange signal that leads them to their first encounter with a ghost. They try to capture it, but the ghost transforms and scares them away. As they return to the university, they are met by Dean Yeager, who dismisses the credibility of their paranormal-focused research and fires them.
Whatever reasons, Ray, call it fate, call it luck, call it karma. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that we were destined to get thrown out of this dump.
For what purpose?
To go into business for ourselves.
The trio establishes Ghostbusters, a paranormal investigation and elimination service operating out of a disused firehouse. After a paranormal encounter in her apartment, Dana Barrett calls the Ghostbusters. She recounts witnessing a demonic dog-like creature uttering a single word, Zuul. Ray and Egon research Zuul and details of Dana's building, while Peter inspects her apartment. They find nothing. Peter then unsuccessfully attempts to seduce her.
No.
I've got it.
No.
I'll prove myself to you.
It's not necessary.
Yeah, I'll solve your little problem.
Okay.
And then you'll say, Pete Venkman's a guy who can get things done.
Right.
I wonder what makes him tick.
I wonder.
I wonder if he'd be interested in knowing what makes me tick.
Right.
I'll bet you're going to be thinking about me after I'm gone.
I bet I am.
No kiss.
The Ghostbusters receive their first official call to investigate the 12th floor of the Sedgwick Hotel. Once they make it up there, they are startled by the housekeeping and misfire the untested equipment. Soon, they encounter Slimer, a gluttonous ghost. Ray attempts to capture it, but it escapes down to the ballroom. Having failed to properly test their equipment, Egon warns the group to never cross streams.
There's something very important I forgot to tell you.
What?
Don't cross the streams.
Why?
It would be bad.
I'm fuzzy on the whole good-bad thing. What do you mean bad?
Try to imagine all life as you know it stopping instantaneously and every molecule in your body exploding at the speed of light.
Total protonic reversal.
All right, that's bad. Okay. All right, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon. All right.
They capture the ghost and deposit it in an ecto-containment unit. Supernatural activities rapidly increased across the city, and the Ghostbusters become famous. They look to hire a fourth member to cope with the growing demand.
Do you believe in UFOs, astral projections, mental telepathy, ESP, clairvoyance, spirit photography, telekinetic movement, full trance mediums, the Loch Ness Monster, and the theory of Atlantis?
If there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
Winston Zeddemore is hired and immediately put to work. Peter meets with Dana and informs her Zul was a demigod worshipped as a servant to Gozer the Gozerian, a shape-shifting god of destruction. He then makes a second attempt to ask Dana to go on a date with him. She reluctantly agrees. Back at the office, Peter meets Environmental Protection Agency Inspector Walter Peck, who is suspicious of the Ghostbusters. He asks to evaluate their equipment, but Peter denies him.
Frankly, there have been a lot of wild stories in the media, and we want to assess any possible environmental impact from your operation. For instance, the presence of noxious, possibly hazardous waste chemicals in your basement. Now, you either show me what is down there, or I come back with a court order.
You go get a court order, and I'll sue your ass for wrongful prosecution.
You can have it your way, Mr. Venkman.
Having a bunch of ghosts contained in a basement does sound like a recipe for disaster. Egon even warns the group that the containment unit is nearing capacity, and supernatural energy is surging across the city. Meanwhile, upon returning home to prepare for her date, Dana is possessed by Zul. A similar entity possesses her neighbor, Louis Tully. When Peter arrives, he finds the possessed Dana claiming to be Zul, the gatekeeper, while Louis runs around town seeking the gatekeeper. He is eventually brought to Egon by police officers and claim he is the key master. The Ghostbusters agree to keep the pair separated. Peck returns with law enforcement and city workers to have the Ghostbusters arrested.
Excuse me, just where do you think you're going?
Step aside, miss, or I'll have you arrested for interfering with a police officer.
Oh, no, hold on. I've seen TV. I know you can't come in here without a warrant or a writ or something.
Cease and desist all commerce order, seizure of premises and chattels, ban on the use of public utilities for non-licensed waste handlers, and a federal entry and inspection order.
They are forced to deactivate the containment unit, causing a big explosion that released all the captured ghosts. Louis escapes in the confusion and makes his way to the apartment building to join Dana. In jail, Ray and Egon reveals Ivan Sandor, leader of a Gozer-worshipping cult, designed Dana's building to function as an antenna to attract the concentrated spiritual energy to summon Gozer and bring about the apocalypse. Faced with supernatural chaos across the city, the Ghostbusters convince the mayor to release them. Once they are released, they travel to the apartment building rooftop as the possessed Dana and Louis open the gate between dimensions and transform into demonic dogs. They then see Gozer.
Girl.
It's Gozer. I thought Gozer was a man. It's whatever it wants to be.
But whatever it is, it's got to get by us. Right. Go get her, Ray.
Ray attempts to communicate with Gozer, but she attacks the Ghostbusters, then disappear when they attempt to retaliate. Her disembodied voice demands the Ghostbusters choose the form of the Destructor. Ray inadequately recalls a beloved corporate mascot from his childhood, and Gozer reappears as a giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man that begins destroying the city. Against his earlier advice, Egon instructs the team to cross their proton energy stream at the dimensional gate. The resulting explosion destroys Gozer's avatar, banishing it back to its dimension, and closes the gateway. The Ghostbusters survive the blast, rescue Dana and Louis from the wreckage, and are welcomed on the streets as heroes. Ghostbusters became a cultural phenomenon. It was well received for its blend of comedy, action, and horror. The success of Ghostbusters launched a multi-billion-dollar multimedia franchise. Ghostbusters 2 was released in 1989, which fared less well financially and critically. After a 2016 reboot received mixed reviews and underperformed financially, a second sequel to the 1984 film Ghostbusters Afterlife was released in November 2021. 接下来我们来揭晓今天电影迷魔鬼克星 Ghostbusters 要学什么。When I say you forgot to use the magic word, do you know what word I'm talking about? Most of us learn the magic word as children. But no matter your age, these essential words are effortless to say and convey a wealth of meaning to others. The term magic word refers to the word please when used by adults to teach children manners. For example, when a child says, "I want ketchup," the adult might say, "What's the magic word?" reminding the child to ask politely, "May I have some ketchup, please?" Please 这个单字把命令式的要求变成了条件式的请求。Other magic words could include thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, and so on. All are used to indicate politeness and respect. Hope you have learned something useful in this episode of Cinephile. You can find more on the Fun Day website. Let's make every day a fun day.
I am madly in love with you.
Don't believe this. Will you please leave?
And then she threw me out of her life. She thought I was a creep. She thought I was a geek, and she probably wasn't the first.
You are so odd.